Let me take you back to around 2008, 2009. I was an academic in those days. I wasn't an academic for very long, but that was sort of the middle of my time as a university senior lecturer. Things were going pretty well. I mean, after many decades of working as a performer and a teacher, I was finally earning good money. My mother finally thought I had a reputable job. I'd just been commissioned by Methuen or Bloomsbury to write my first book. I was running a master's degree based on my own approach to training performers. I could afford holidays. In many ways, I had achieved many of the things I had wanted to achieve. I had been a performer in Australia and had felt dissatisfied, so I came back to the UK with a view to stabilise my finances, to make slightly more of an impact out in the world, to get an intellectual framework for what I was doing. I was doing all of that. I was achieving it all. And yet, something was wrong. No, nothing was wrong, yet somehow everything was wrong. Do you know this feeling? Nothing's wrong, but somehow nothing's right either. And the feeling crept up on me over a year or two. It manifested in always feeling a little tired. When colleagues would say, "How you doing today?" I'd go, "Yeah, not bad." Or, "Yeah, so much to do, I'm tired." I noticed an absence of a spark of joy, an absence both in how I talked to others and how I viewed my own life, an absence of excitement. I was doing what I set out to do, and somehow nothing was right. I was fulfilling my purpose, and yet my purpose proved somehow not to be adequate. So therefore, of course, by definition, the purpose I thought I was trying to fulfill was not actually my purpose. The words were right, but words are concepts and ideas, and I suppose I felt I was living an idea of my life, a concept of the sort of life I wanted or ought to want to be living, but not actually living my life. What to do? Do you recognise this in your own life? A low-level dissatisfaction somehow? A sense somehow that nothing's wrong but nothing's quite right? What to do? Well, I remember I've written about it before, the day when I made the decision. I became very present with myself. I stopped. I was on holiday and I stepped out of the normal torrent of thinking. And I became present with myself and I listened to that dissatisfaction. Oh yes, it was there, if I just stopped to listen to it. And I asked myself what is one of the hardest questions we all have to answer. What would really give me pleasure? What would really let me live the sort of life I want to be living? Not only to fulfill the idea of my life, but to create the texture of my life. For me, purpose is not a mission statement. Purpose is a feeling of rightness, a feeling that this is how I am meant to be, and you only access that purpose by having the mental discipline to become as present with yourself as you can and to listen to the inner voice that says, this is what will give me joy. This is what will turn me from, when people ask, how am I doing? Turn me from going, not bad, to going, good. This will make me excited to start each new day. This will make me want to tackle the inevitable challenges. This will be my bliss. I'm running a deep dive weekend in a couple of weeks, the 1st and 2nd of April, called Purpose, Presence, Pleasure. I'd like to invite you to come along. We're going to dig deep and see if I can help you identify and validate that voice that says, nothing's wrong, yet somehow nothing's quite right. If you follow the link in the comments, you can find out more about the weekend. Or if you follow the other link in the comments, you can set up a call with me and we'll talk through whether or not what I'm offering is going to meet your needs. Take care, my friend.